Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Fiona and this is the space where I talk about all of my creative endeavors. Oh, hi, Kat. What you want to say? Today I thought that we would do a little vlog of my weekend and all of my knitting endeavors because I have a lot of projects in flight that I would like to finish so that way I can start new stuff. And this is going to be the best way to motivate myself. Let's do it. Today's Friday. I have some work stuff to attend to and also some life stuff to attend to, aka doing laundry, which is very boring. Let's go through all of the projects that I currently have on my needles so that way we have a status check that we can compare to at the end of the weekend. First is my dress. I got a bunch of rows done last night, so I actually think that it might be at the length that I want. I do want to add some ribbing along the bottom of the skirt just to help it look finished. And I have to do a try on, I think, for this. But the other thing I want to do this weekend is I'm going to steek the neckline. So you guys are going to be with me for the first time I steek my garments. And I'm really nervous. So that's going to be really fun. Or scary. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Hey, editing Fiona here, and I feel like I should probably explain what a steek is in technical terms before we get into me actually doing it. So there's not a ton of like factual information on steeking on the internet. There's a lot of how-tos on different knitting websites, but according to Wikipedia, steeking is a shortcut used to knit garments such as sweaters in the round without interruption for openings or sleeves until the end. After completing a tube, a straight line is cut along the center of a column of stitches in order to make room for an opening or a place to attach another piece. So, this is actually most commonly used in colorwork knitting, and a lot of times to open the front of a cardigan or knit the full body of a sweater in the round and then steek the armholes and then attach the arms. So in my case, I'm using it just to alter the fit and go back and fix the work that I'd already made. But hey, that's the beauty of crafting, right? Next is my caramel sweater by Petite Knit. I am on the bottom ribbing now. I think I have to do 9 centimeters of that ribbing, which kind of stinks because I'm at 4.5, so I'm only halfway there, and I'm getting really bored of it. So I might make a design choice and stop doing ribbing so that way I can get started on the sleeves because I really would like to wear this to Thanksgiving next week. Can I finish 2 sleeves in a week? We'll see. I just cast off the top ribbing for this test knit that I'm doing for Lost Sock Knits. This is a fundraiser that she's putting together for, I'm going to cut in the details on the fundraiser right here. I decided to do fingerless gloves rather than a mitten just because I think that that's what looked better with the design. I still have to do the thumb, and I'm kind of nervous about how I'm going to do the magic loop on the thumb, but I'm planning on knitting a lot of mittens this winter, so this is a good foray into that. And then I'm gonna do the other one, I think, but I need to, my wrists kind of hurt from knitting tiny needles. I would also like to wrap up my test knit of the juniper vest for Renee Knits. This is just going to be some knitting in the flat all the way down to the bottom and then doing ribbing. So it's really not going to be too much of a lift. I just like have to have the time to do it. So those are everything that's on my needles right now. I have a couple projects that I would like to cast on, but I don't think I'm going to let myself do that until I get through literally something. But we're going to see. We're going to see where my motivation takes me, and you're going to come along. So let's get knitting. I figured while I have my lights up, I'd do a quick fit check on the caramel sweater to see if ending the ribbing where I wanted to was the right move. I'm going to do a couple more centimeters, I think. I might get all the way to 9. I just am getting real sick of doing the knit 2 purl 2 rib. But I really want something like pretty slouchy and oversized, so I'm just going to try to be as true to the pattern as possible, but it looks pretty good. We're going to start this vlog knitting on the caramel sweater. I would like to get through the ribbing, and I have some work stuff for my big girl job that I have to do before I can really do any of this. Also, I am doing laundry, and because I have to have a cash card, the machine to re-up doesn't take $1 bills, so I had to go to the ATM, get cash out. Of course, they only give out 20s, so then I went to the bodega and got coffee so I could break the 20 so I could put a small bill in the cash card machine because I'm moving, so I don't want to put a lot of money in it. Being an adult is terrible. I do not recommend it. Alrighty, we are going to start out with knitting and working on this ribbing for my caramel sweater. Oh geez, I'm already making mistakes. I would really, really like to get this ribbing done so I can get the sleeves started. Hopefully, so that way I can finish the sleeves by the beginning of next week, block it, and then have it ready for Thanksgiving. But while I'm working, I'm going to be watching from Carly B's latest wedding dress making video. I love her content so much. She's so creative, and I really want to get more into sewing. It's so hard and it takes up so much room. So for now, I'm watching her stuff to get inspired. I thought that I had gotten to the length that I wanted, but it would appear that I need to go a little bit longer. I think it's like 8 more centimeters, and then I'm going to do the broken rib, what I'm calling the ladder ribbing, all the way around the bottom. And then the dress, the length at least, is done. I am going to steek the neckline. As I said, I'm going to do that a little bit later when I have a little bit more time and I can get my nerve up. So it looks incredible. It's coming out almost exactly how I wanted it to. I can't believe that I was able to translate what was in my head to fabric. Alrighty, I'm headed out. Ben and I are going to the QC Day Spa on Roosevelt Island. I'm so excited. Actually, not Roosevelt Island. I think it's on Governor's Island. And I'm so excited. We've been wanting to go for a long time, so we finally booked it. And they do a free guest on your birthday month. So we got a deal because my birthday's coming up. I'm bringing the dress. As you just saw, I tried it on. I have more length to go. Of course I do. So hopefully I'll get to work on it on the ferry ride there and back, and maybe a little bit at the spa for some rest and relaxation. See you there. Saturday. I spent pretty much every second I could getting rows in to finish the length of the dress. I wanted it to end right about my ankle because I'm going to block it, so it'll probably grow a little bit there. And then also I can show off my shoe. Quick fit check. Look at that back. So obviously I have the neck tied back. That's the part that I'm going to steek. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to sew in a little double knit button band, put some little buttons. I haven't gotten to the store to get any pearl buttons, which all my comments said I should do, but I definitely have some left over from like jeans or whatever, like that came extra with any garments that I bought. So I'm going to dig through my little button stash, see what I can find that will work. We are going to steek this today, which I am incredibly nervous about, but we're going to be very brave. We're going to cut the dress. And then I'm going to sew in the double knit edging around the back, do a little bit of elastic, just so that way I'll hold everything together. And then we'll have a dress. Well, we have a dress, but then we'll be done. And it'll be ready to wear. I'm so excited. Okay, I literally feel insane because I'm about to cut into my knit. So I reinforced the stitches here with crochet. And the good news is, because I have to cut these 2 bits and remove this whole section, I have a lot of wiggle room to mess up, but I'm gonna take you with me to just cut this with my tiny scissors. Okay. I feel crazy. I feel crazy. I can't believe how much I'm actually just sending this. I did kind of minimal research. I literally just watched Lou Dangit's video on their Instagram last night and then did some research. Okay, my microphone died, but I was just saying that I did some research on YouTube and online and then just decided to fully send it so that way I could just get this whole seeking thing done because otherwise I would psych myself up too much. But it worked. Okay, so now that that's over, we have a hopefully properly fitting neck. I am going to pick up the stitches along the edge with my new Likey Make Happy needles from Knitting Fever, which I'm really excited to try out. And we're gonna double knit a button band so that way then I can clasp it together in the back. Yo! No? Okay, well, at this point, I have fully lost all the audio for all my Yap sessions through Monday morning. So we are just going to pretend that this is Saturday, and I'm going to tell you about where we're headed and the projects that I'm bringing. So Ben and I went with my friends to see a double feature of Gladiator 2 and Wicked. I was a Wicked kid, like kind of, because when the musical came out, you know, the songs are bangers. So I wasn't ever that into any other musical theater, but Wicked, the songs are awesome and I learned every word. So I am so excited to see the movie. Plus, it feels like the press tour has been going on forever and I just need to know what all the hype is about, and then I will feel like my questions have been answered. Also, I had never seen Gladiator before, so Ben and I watched it Friday night so I could be caught up on the required reading, shall we say, to lead up to going to see the movie. And I am not someone that really loves blood and guts, but I do love a goofy action movie, and I love some fun historical medieval context to have that action in. So I'm really excited to see Gladiator as well. And because that means I'm gonna have more than 5 hours in the theater, I gotta bring some projects. First up, I'm bringing my caramel sweater. I have a decent amount of the ribbing that I want to get done because I decided that I'm going to knit it all the way to 9 centimeters. And because it's a 2x2 rib, that should hopefully be easy enough to get done while blind in the darkness of the theater. I'm also bringing my Juniper Vest test knit. This is nice because it's on bigger needles and I just need to knit it back and forth in the flat until it gets to the length that I want. So hopefully I can get a lot done in the next couple hours while we are watching the movies. Sunday Yap session on deck. We are back from the Gladic double feature, and last night was so much fun. Both movies were such a blast. I had such a good time. I'm not really a big moviegoer or film person per se, but I like to be entertained, you know, and like I said, I was a big fan of Wicked going into seeing the movie. So while there was a lot of expectation, I wasn't going to be a very harsh critic. I did get a decent amount of knitting done. I now just need to bind off the bottom body edging of my caramel sweater, but The yarn that I had for my juniper vest ended up getting into such a tangled mess that I really couldn't get anything done. And you know what? That's okay. So that was a ton of fun. This morning, I am trying to get the ribbing all the way around the body of my dress done. And while concurrently filming this in post, and I'm working on a pair of socks for my boyfriend. This is my palette cleanser from my palette cleanser project. So today, which is Pretend Sunday, we are celebrating my birthday. My birthday is actually on Tuesday, November 26th, but I have to work that day. So today we are just hanging out with my cat and enjoying a chill Sunday. And then Ben and I are going to see another movie, big weekend for movies, but we just had a lot of content that we wanted to see. We are going to see Conclave with Ralph Fiennes, or Rafe Fiennes, I think is the correct pronunciation of his name. And then we're going to get dinner at one of our favorite pasta spots in Brooklyn. So that's our little birthday, pre-birthday celebration that we'll be doing. I think I'm going to finish this dress against all odds. I just need to sew in the snaps that I have. I ended up not finding the buttons that I thought I had, and I'm just going to do snaps and block it, and then we're going to be done, which is pretty wild and almost anticlimactic as far as the amount of time that I've put into this project. It's really crazy how you can just slowly work something up and then all of a sudden it'll be done and you're done, and that's that. Then I'll just get to wear it and show it off, which is a event in itself. Anyway, I thought I would do a little movie review in case you were at all curious about my thoughts on Gladiator 2 and Wicked. Like I said, I'm not a film buff nor a real movie critic. I just like to be entertained, and entertained I was. Gladiator I thought was a ton of fun. I love a medieval historical, well, it's not really history, but I love a medieval setting for a movie. What's really funny is the original Gladiator was actually curriculum in my high school. We were supposed to watch it for world history because I guess like fighting in the Colosseum, Romans, that's world history for sure. And then the PTA rioted and got it cut. Can you tell that I went to like a really annoying, mostly white suburban high school? I mean, oh Lord, some of the people that came out of my high school. Anyway, the PTA rioted and got Gladiator cut from the curriculum because it was too gory. So then I proceeded to never see it until Friday night, the night before we were going to see the sequel. So I really didn't know what to expect. I really didn't realize that it was just kind of a drama action movie. And because I thought it was curriculum, and I thought that it was going to be, any degree of historical education, but it was gory, I guess. It was 2000s gory. Game of Thrones truly has ruined me. And you know what? Gladiator 2 was a little bit more up to Game of Thrones standards, but my lord, was it star-studded. I actually didn't really know who Paul Mescal was going into it. My boyfriend did, but he is a lot better at keeping on top of pop culture media like that. And now I am an official Paul Mescal stan, and I was already a big fan of Pedro Pascal, so that was great for me. Joseph Quinn is really, really excellent in the movie. He played Eddie. I do not remember his last name in Stranger Things, but he was actually unrecognizable in the movie, which I think is a testament to how good of a job he did embodying his character. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. The plot was absurd, but that's okay. And, I don't go to watch Gladiator for the well thought out plot. I go to watch Paul Mescal run around in a little short skirt and a buff man Roman armor. And it certainly achieved that. As far as getting my culture in, then it was time to see Wicked. like I said, I have been a big fan of the music in Wicked. Nothing that I've really stayed on top of. Just it came out. My fifth grade teacher was really into musical theater, so we sang a lot of songs in that class. And I just know every single word to Defying Gravity and Popular and The Wizard and I, all the important ones. So I was just really excited to see it. I have seen the play on Broadway, which was incredible, but I don't really keep up with Broadway. Then when there was all the drama about Ariana Grande being in it, that's really only the reason why I tuned in, is because I'm just chronically online and love celebrity gossip. But Wicked was incredible. I didn't expect to start sobbing as early as I did. Well, I didn't expect to start sobbing at all, but I sobbed the whole time. My friend who I was sitting next to sobbed the whole time. So it was nice to have a sister in arms with crying at Wicked, and it was so good. And I really, really enjoyed it, and I felt like they did a really good job of translating a play, a musical on stage with the suspension of disbelief, to a magical world, and it really didn't feel overdone or heavy-handed. So I'm excited for part 2. Okay, this was a fun little yap session. I'm going to get done what I can, go to another movie, and then we'll check back in to wrap this whole shebang up. Alrighty, thank you so much for hanging out with me this weekend. It was super fun to put together all these clips for you, and it was kind of a fun challenge for me to get a lot of knitting done, especially in my downtime where I might have ordinarily not worked on my project. I figured that that's the best way for me to get boring knitting done, is if I'm doing it while I'm entertained and with friends and doing something else. So a little bit of a status check-in. Juniper Vest, I ran out of yarn for, and for some reason I can't find the other ball of this yarn that I have lying around, so this is on a little bit of a break. But luckily this test knit doesn't have a deadline, and it's a quick knit, and I'm really enjoying it, so worst case I have to go out and get a little bit more of this yarn, and we will deal with dye lot problems when we get there. I have gotten a lot of work done on the caramel sweater. I even finished a sleeve in the time between me finishing the weekend, going to edit this vlog, realizing I lost all the audio, and now re-recording my outro. So we have sleeve. I'm started on the other sleeve. I don't know if this is going to be done for Thanksgiving. It's certainly not going to be blocked, but it'll be a good train knit for me getting where I'm going. And finally, the dress is done. The dress I blocked, I put on. Oh, a creep. Are you being a creep? You're so cute, though. Hi, baby, I love you. Sorry, I'm obsessed with my cat. She's just the cutest thing ever. Anyway, the dress is done. I still have to do some elastic, just like maintenance things to try to maintain the integrity of the fabric as I wear it and it ages, so it doesn't sag too much, but it fits. It looks good on. I blocked it so it's clean of most of the cat hair that is woven into the stitches, because this dress literally went everywhere with me for 2 months. And I am actually going to stop yapping about it because I have a full-length vlog of the entire process of making the dress coming. So you will get all of my thoughts and final reviews, and also my fun glam shots of it after the event that I made it for when I put that out. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This weekend was a blast, even though I had to redo a bunch of my yapping clips. If you are still here at the end, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Let me know what you're currently working on. I love to get inspiration from other people and also pattern recommendations. There's so many patterns out there in the world that I've never heard of. I've been having a lot of fun creating long form content, and I also feel like posting on social media about the things that I make has really enabled me to be so much more creative than I ever thought was possible, as you can see with the stress that I made up out of my head. If you want to keep up with some of my projects in more real time, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at madebyfiona with a dot and an underscore. That's where I post most of my things in real time, and I do a lot more short form content updates there, as well as on TikTok at the same username. Yeah, there's lots of ways to keep up with me and my projects, and I'm really looking forward to some of the other videos that I've got cooking, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.